Today our lesson is basic IT skills 1. Okay, so in this lesson we will cover role and benefits of ICT, IC tools, basic components of a computer system, about operating system, common desktop operations, working with files and folders, starting and shutting down a computer, internet, email application, introduction to social media, and at last digital India. Okay, so let's start the lesson. Now at first we will be learning about the role and benefits of ICT. Okay, so actually ICT is known as information and communication technology. Okay, it can be regarded as the extension of IT, as it involves the integration of IT with media transmission and broadcasting technologies. Okay, in the past few decades, information technology or IT has brought a revolution in the computing and communication fields. Okay, we know all. So today, thanks to internet, that you can send or receive information almost about any topic in just a few seconds from any corner of the world. Okay, so the internet also allows us to communicate with a person or a group of people simultaneously in a real time environment. Okay, so innovations in the IT field have affected many areas of our daily life, such as education, entertainment, and health. The revolution in the IT sector has also created many new careers in the field of software and engineering. Okay, so despite its numerous advantages, the IT sector poses serious problems in the form of ethical and other issues arising due to the misuse of its assets and products. Okay, so ICT is information and communication technology, which emphasizes on imparting knowledge in the field of education, that helps individuals or institutions handle information by using computers and other digital technologies. Also, it promotes uses of audiovisual equipments for imparting knowledge majorly at the school or college level. With the passage of time, it has proved to be an essential and basic step in the development of the modern society. So, in many countries, the learning of the concepts of ICT is considered as an important part of education. Okay, so ICT has wide scope in various fields such as education, healthcare, governance, design, and manufacturing and business. Okay, so now in the second part, we learn about the ICT tools. So some commonly used ICT tools are here: mobile, tablet, radio, television, email. Okay, so this tool helps in the communication and broadcasting of information. The description of the tools are as follows. Number one, here it is mobile phone, or you can say that smartphone. Okay, so you can say that this is the smartphone. So a mobile phone is a device that helps you in performing different tasks such as making and receiving phone calls, sending or receiving messages, making video calls, all these. So today mobile phones are smartphones which can perform almost every task that a computer can perform. The given figure shows a smartphone here. Okay, so next one is tablet. A tablet is a type of portable computer which has a flat surface and can be operated by using your fingers or a special pen. It has memory for storing data and can also be used to run internet and make calls. So this type of computer has an internal battery which needs to be charged from time to time. Okay, here is the figure. Okay, now the next is radio. We know radio is a wireless device that receives signals in the form of electromagnetic waves from space and transmits them in the form of sound. So it is beneficial for sending information to those areas where visual communication is still not feasible. The given figure shows a radio here. Next part is television. Here is the figure. So this device is used to transmit information in the form of moving images along with sounds to its viewer. Okay, and the last is email. We know email, that means electronic mail, and chatting services are also important in ICT tools. So in email service, the messages are sent from one computer to another computer using internet. Email is a good medium for students to communicate outside with others outside their school. Okay, got it? Okay. So next part is basic components of a computer system. We know that a computer is an electronic device which is used to perform a variety of operations on the basis of a set of instructions that are called program. Okay. So the various components of computer as follows: the input unit, the processing unit, the output unit, and the storage unit. Okay. So all the units are very important here. Okay. An input device takes input from the user and displays the result through an output device. Okay, and the unit that processes the input to generate output is called the processing unit. Next part is storage unit. So the next is the storage unit. This unit stores all the data and information of a computer system. Okay, so the physical component of a computer system such as keyboard, mouse, and monitor are termed as hardware. Okay, now what is software? The programs or application that provide instruction to a computer to carry out a particular task are known as software. Okay, so you have to learn all these terms. The devices that let you enter data or instruction in a computer are known as input devices. The various types of input devices are as follows. So the number one is here keyboard. Okay, so a computer keyboard looks like a typewriter. Besides the normal alphabet keys, it also has the numeric keypad located on its right here. Okay, the keyboard that we use is also known as the universal keyboard. Okay, generally keyboards are available in two models: standard model with 83 to 84 keys and enhanced model with 101 or more keys. This model of the commonly used enhanced model Windows keyboard contains 104 keys. The following figure shows a keyboard having 104 keys. Okay, here. Next one is mouse. You know, a mouse is a basic input device of a computer. It controls the movement of the cursor or pointer on the display screen. As you move the mouse on a plane surface, the pointer on the display screen also moves in the same direction. Okay, so a mouse may contain either 2 or 3 buttons. Each mouse button is used to perform different operations. Okay, here are the parts. Here is the roller in the middle part, that is the middle button. On the right, it is the right mouse button, and the left mouse button. Okay. Next one is scanner. A scanner is an input device that scans image, printed text, or an object and converts it into digital image. Instead of making a duplicate copy on a paper, the scanner stores the digital image in the computer memory. Here is the figure. Okay. Okay. Next one is joystick. Here is the joystick. A joystick is a handheld device that is used to control the movement of the cursor or other graphic elements in the video games. You can move a joystick in 4 directions: left, right, up, and down. Okay. Next one is barcode reader. Already you know about this. A barcode reader is an input device that is used to read the information encoded on a bar paper or barcode. The barcode reader is also known as price scanner or point of sale scanner, POS. A barcode is an optical machine readable code which is printed on various types of products. It holds the necessary information about the product. Okay. Next one is light pen. A light pen is a pointing device that uses a light sensitive cell, that means photoelectric cell, to indicate a position on the computer screen. When you keep the pen in front of an icon of the computer screen, say the start button, it senses the light and the photoelectric cell gets activated. Okay. Next one is microphone. A microphone also is an example of input device that records voice or sound and transforms the recorded voice into digital data so that a user can play back or edit the digitized voice as required. Okay. Next we will learn about the output devices. Okay. So an output device is an electronic equipment that is connected to a computer and is used to communicate results of the processed data to the user. Monitor is one of the most common output devices that is used to display the results of the processed data. Okay, the computer output. Apart from the monitor, the computer output can also be retrieved through other output devices such as printer and scanner. This provides the output received from the computer in the various forms such as text, image, sound or any other media. Okay. So we will be learning about some devices, output devices, that are as follows. Number one is monitor. Here is the picture. The term monitor is often used to refer to a computer screen as it displays programs allowing the user to interact with the software. The picture that is displayed on the monitor is made up of thousands of tiny colored dots that are called pixels. When a program is executed, the information is displayed on the monitor. The following are the three types of monitors. Number one is CRT, that is cathode ray tube. This monitor is heavy, thick and has a picture tube. Okay, that is the CRT monitor. Next one is LCD. An LCD is one of the most widely used flat panel monitors. It is more powerful as a display device as compared to the CRT monitor because of its economical power consumption, thinness and high resolution. Next one is LED or light emitting diode. And LED monitor is one of the most widely used monitors nowadays. It uses the LED technology for generating images on the monitor screen. The ability of a standard LED monitor to consume up to 40% less power than a standard LCD monitor makes it more efficient to use. Okay, next one is printer. So a printer is also an example of output device that prints the data processed by a computer. After creating a document on a computer, you can send the document to the printer for printing. The printer generates a hard copy of the document known as the printout. So it can print documents in color as well as in the black and white color. The speed of printer is normally rated either by pages per minute (ppm) or by characters per second (CPS). Okay, so two term, one is ppm, that is page per minute, or CPS, characters per second. Okay, next one is plotter. Here is the plotter. A plotter similar to printer produces a hard copy output. Plotters are generally more expensive than printers. So plotters are ideal for engineering, drafting and many other applications that require intricate graphics. Okay, so plotter do not use toner or ink to draw image. Instead, they use a special kind of pen controlled by the motors to draw an unbroken line on the paper. Okay. Next one is speaker. It is also an output device that produces sound. It receives sound in the form of electric current from a sound card and then converts it into the sound format. While buying a speaker, ensure that it has a built-in amplifier and is magnetically shielded so that it does not interfere with the picture quality of the monitor. Okay. Okay, now next part is memory. So memory is the area where you can store information. Here is the description of units of memory in a computer. Okay, so learn it. 1 byte equal to 8 bits, 1 kilobyte or kb equal to 1024 bytes. Okay, then megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte, petabyte, brontobyte and geobyte. Okay, there are two types of memories available in our computer. Number one, primary memory or main memory, and the secondary memory that we'll learn. Okay, one is primary memory and another one is secondary memory. Okay, so at first we will be learning about primary memory. So primary memory is the main memory in a computer system where data is stored for quick access by the central processing unit or CPU. This type of memory stores the data temporarily. The CPU is associated with the following two types of primary memories. Here one is ROM, it is ROM, read only memory, and RAM, here random access memory. Okay, so the ROM is a built-in computer memory that containing data that normally can only be read but not changed. It contains the startup instruction for the computer. The data stored in ROM is not lost when the computer power off or turn off. ROM is sustained by a small long life battery in our computer. Okay, and on the other hand, RAM is the main memory used in the computer system that stores instruction from the operating system, application programs and data to be processed so that they can be quickly accessed by the computer's processor. However, data stays in RAM only as long as your computer is turned on. When your computer turned off, RAM loses all its data. Okay, okay, so next part is secondary memory. So secondary memory are used to store data permanently. The secondary memory is also known as the secondary storage. The storage capacity of secondary memory devices is measured in terms of kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes and terabytes. The different types of storage devices, that means secondary storage devices, are as follows. So number one is floppy disk. A floppy disk is the oldest type of secondary storage device that is used to transfer data between computers as well as store data and information. A floppy disk made up of a flexible substance called mylar consists of a magnetic surface that allows data storage. Its structure is divided into track and sectors. A track of a floppy disk is consisting of concentric circles, which is further divided into smaller sections called sectors. Okay. The maximum storage capacity of a floppy disk is 1.44 MB. Okay. Next one is hard disk. The hard disk in your system is known as the data center of the PC. It is used to store all your programs and data. The hard disk differs from other storage devices on three counts: speed, size and performance. Here is the figure of hard disk. Okay, so common elements of a hard disk are described as follows. Number one is platters. Here is the platter. The platters are the actual disk inside the drive that store data. Most drives have at least two platters. The larger the storage capacity of the drive, the more platters it contains. Each platter can store data on each side. So a drive with two platters has four sides to store data. Okay. Next one is spindle. Here is the spindle. Okay. So next is spindle and spindle motor. The platters in a drive are separated by disk spacer and are clamped to a rotating spindle that turns all the platters together. Okay. Next one is read write heads. The read write heads read and write data to the platters. Next is head actuator. Here is the head actuator. All the heads are attached to the single head actuator or actuator arm that moves the head around the platters. Okay. Next device is compact disc. A compact disc, also known as CD, is an optical media that is used to store digital data. The compact discs are cheaper than other storage devices such as hard disks or RAM. The compact disc was developed to store and playback sound recordings. However, later on, it came to be used as a data storage mechanism. CDs are categorized into following types: CD-ROM, CDR, CD-RW. Okay, here it is. CD-ROM means compact disc read-only memory. Okay, CDR means compact disc recordable, and CD-RW means compact disc rewritable. So number one is CD-ROM. It is an optical disc that is primarily used to store data in the form of text, images, audios, and videos. The data available on such disks can only be read by using a drive known as the CD-ROM drive. The maximum storage capacity of a CD-ROM disk is 700 MB of data. Next one is CDR. It has the ability to create CDs, but it can write data on the disk only once. The data once stored in these disks cannot be erased. The CDR technology is sometimes called as the write once read many technology. Okay, and the last one is CD-RW, compact disc rewritable, sometimes called as compact disc erasable, that is used to write data multiple times on a disk. This type of disks are good for data backup, data archiving, or data distribution on CDs. Okay. Next device is DVD. A DVD is known as digital versatile disc. Is another optical storage device that was developed in 1995. It can hold up to 4.7 GB data and is much faster than the CD-ROM. A DVD, also known as the super density disc, can store 17 GB of data. DVD-R uses the ORM technology and is similar to CDR. DVD-R discs are available in 4.7 GB and 9.4 GB capacities. The data is written on the disk only once. The disk can be read by DVD-ROM drives only. Next is DVD-ROM. DVD-ROM is an also optical disc that is capable of storing data from 4.7 GB up to 17 GB. Okay, earlier you could play DVD only on a DVD player. However, nowadays computers come with a built-in ROM to play DVDs. Okay, moreover, now DVDs are also serve as a high capacity data storage medium. Next type is DVD-RW, DVD rewritable, that is similar to DVD-R except that you can erase and rewrite information on it. It uses 4.7 GB disks and most DVD-ROM drives and DVD players support this format. The phase change technology of DVD-RW is similar to phase change technology of CD-RW. Okay, the DVD-RW discs can be written multiple times. This technology is sometimes known as the DVD-RW. Okay, next one is Blu-ray disc. Blu-ray disc is also known as BD. It is also an optical disc storage medium. It was developed by Blu-ray Disc Association or BDA. It is used to record, store and playback high definition video, that means video system of high resolution, digital audio and computer data. To read and write data, the Blu-ray uses blue-violet laser. The Blu-ray disc has the capacity, that is storage capacity, to hold data up to 25 GB on its single layer disk and 50 GB on the dual layer disk. Okay, so Blu-ray disc also has the different types. BD-ROM, where it specifies that the disk is read-only and no data writing can be done. Then BDR, it specifies that the disk can only be used to record high definition or HD video and data storage. Next one is BDRW. It specifies that the data on the disk can be rewritten many times. And the last one is BDRE. It specifies that the disk can be used to rewrite HD video. Okay. Next one is pen drive or thumb drive or flash memory. A pen drive is a data storage device. It is also known as the Universal Serial Bus Flash Drive or USB drive. Okay, USB drive. It is more compact and faster than other external storage mediums and stores more data. USB flash drive mainly comes in two variants, that is USB 2.0, USB 3.0. USB 3.0 flash drives works faster than USB 2.0. Okay, and the last device is memory stick. It is a removable flash memory card that is used in electronic products such as mobile phones, digital cameras. It is used to store data such as text, images, pictures and audio video. It was launched by Sony in October 1998. Generally, memory cards are small, lightweight, removable and rewritable. These cards are faster and highly efficient. Okay.